What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Dishward here, and welcome to our new season of the Minecraft Let's Play. We've got lots in store for us, so let's just jump into it. I'm going to start just like any other world, and we're going to see how it goes. Now, for a short time, I was considering doing a hardcore world, but I've never successfully done one. I've never beat the Ender Dragon in one, for instance, and I'm expecting to die a lot in this series, so I'm not really trying to prevent myself from doing that. I also want to keep this world going for a little bit longer than I have in the past, and that's the reason I'm recording anyway. I really like being able to share my experiences in this game with other people. We're going to try to get underground as soon as we can, but I do want to find a little bit of food before we do that, and then we'll spend a little bit of time under the ground. My goal for this episode is going to be a starter house, and I'm going to challenge myself. I want to make a large starter house, and I want to have a nice interior in it as well. So by starter house, I just mean like a little base of operations, probably an enchanting table, some access to the nether, and maybe a few farms as well. Looks like we've got some sheep right around the spawn area here. I don't really want to kill the sheep, so maybe we'll just find a different way to get food, at least for now. Alright, well, we found some berry bushes, so this will probably just be our first food while we go down into the mines. Alright, so we're down in the mines, we've got enough wood, we've got our sweet berries, and we're just going to go ahead and craft a stone pick. Alright, we've gone from our stone pick, now we have a furnace, and I'm going to go ahead and do a stone axe as well. So that's why I got all the wood beforehand. If we put the wood in a furnace, we can get some charcoal. But instead of doing that, we're going to get some coal. So since I want more, I'm going to go ahead and put 8 in here. So 1 piece of coal or 1 piece of charcoal will smelt 8 items. So one thing that I'm going to try to do is to only use torches while I'm in the mines. I don't really want to have them all over the surface of the world. I feel like it gets just messy, and that's how my original Let's Play was. Also, I do have the brightness significantly lower than I have in the past. There's a skeleton over there, so we're going to try to stay away from that guy. He sees us. So, we're just going to... Oh! I missed! Alright. And that right away shows you why I don't play on hardcore worlds. I'm not good. I'm not very good at this game. So I am going to try to keep these less bright scenes out of the video. Ooh, we've got a lush capes biome down there. And, yeah, this is pretty cool. Zombie here. Let's go ahead and get this guy. Well, okay. Well, now he's down there. That didn't really do us any good. Now, my first priority with iron is actually going to be a shield. So for a shield, we're just going to put 1 iron at the top, and we're going to need a little bit more planks. So 1 iron at the top. There we go. We've got a shield. So the shield is basically going to negate the damage that we get from mobs. And we're just going to hold a right click to activate it. Now, it might be a little bit in the way, so I'll try not to always have it equipped. We're going to make a cobblestone shovel. We don't really need an iron shovel yet, but I would like a bucket. So this right here is actually lapis lazuli, and we can use this for enchanting. I don't know if you can see it down there, but we've got 2 things of importance. We've got a skeleton, and we've also got some diamonds. Nice little amethyst cluster here. And it seems like a pretty good start so far. I'm pretty happy. So whenever you see a bunch of cobwebs like this in an abandoned mineshaft, there's going to be a spawner. So it's actually going to be a cave spider spawner, to be specific. Cave spiders give the poison effect, so try to stay away from them because the poison effect can get you all the way down to half a heart. It'll keep poisoning you down to half a heart. So there's one right now. Did not really want to show off the poison effect because our only food is the sweet berries. So I'm going to try to take as little damage as possible. Now this right here, redstone, is one of the most important materials in the game, at least for me. This is what allows me to make contraptions, and it keeps me entertained. So I can show you a little bit more about redstone later. So what I'm doing here is actually causing the gravel to fall, and the torch doesn't take up the entire block space. And that means when a falling block falls on it, it actually just drops the item. Anyway, we've got 32 iron and 3 diamonds, and then whatever we've got in just this chest. So we didn't get too much coal. There's not much coal as you go down low in the world. Alright, well, I have not been having a very fun time outside, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is grab 2 more string. So 4 string makes 1 wool, and here we are with our bed. Sweet dreams indeed. So now that it's morning time, I'm going to go ahead and suit up. Classic dirt pillar. Alright, and X marks the spot. And let's just see. There we go. Awesome, we got a diamond, we got some gold, water breathing potion, and a chest. Would you look at that? We're gonna pretend like it never happened. So my next few steps are basically going to be, I'm going to deforestate this whole area here. And once we're finished with that, we're going to do a little bit of terraforming as well. I want to get this area ready to have a nice base. And I've got a pretty good idea for that base as well, so stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. So, yeah, we got rid of all the trees. We did a little bit of terraforming. And then we added some details within here. And there's only one more thing that we really need to do, which is we need to get rid of this torch that's down here. And then we also need to add leaves everywhere. So, and I guess we forgot to finish this section right here. So, you know, just a little bit left to do, but I wanted to at least give an update. And yeah, so this project's just about finished. The only other thing that I would like to do is get some glowstone. So we'll put some glowstone below all of these leaves, but obviously that has to wait until we actually go to the nether. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and lay out the foundation to the house. So this house is going to be a multi-episode project. I've got some plans for it that are going to require a lot of ender pearls, but we're going to build this house vertically so that we can see the sunset over these trees over here. Let's just see how many blocks we have to go up before we actually can see the sunset. Might be a little late at this point. Yeah, we have to go up pretty high. So the other thing is this whole hill's in the way, so we're gonna have to flatten the hill a little bit. So we'll probably flatten the hill right at 80. So just go ahead and say that in chat. Ladies and gentlemen, we made a little bit of progress. So I know I never really explained exactly what we're going to do, but that's what I'm going to do right now. So yes, we cleared up that area over there, and we actually also went to the nether. And in real life, it's been a few months actually since I've been playing on the world. So first of all, we started eating bread. We're going to switch. So we've been eating the sweet berries. We're going to actually switch to the bread. Bread definitely gives you 5 hunger points, which equates to 2.5 haunches. And since then, we've actually graduated from bread because I did find a village, but all I really did at the village was take the potatoes, and I took the carrots. Anyhow, golden carrot, plus 6 hunger, and plus 14.4 saturation. So that's a really good one, and we might switch to that pretty soon. As you can see, we've got some cows. There were cows up on that hill. And yeah, now I guess we can explain this monstrosity that's behind me. So this is going to be our first house. And I'm saying that in air quotes because this house, only the second story is the part that we're actually going to go into. This bottom floor is going to be completely empty. So I want it to be either there's some form of detection that when we open the door, we're instantly teleported, or we hit the doorbell and we're instantly teleported, but we're basically going to have the actual house down low. So Harry Potter style, the actual inside of the house is going to be a lot bigger than the outside. The only other real interesting thing is that the warped forest biome was very far away. So the closest one that I could find, I literally just went north, and it was like 700 blocks north of the portal. So we might eventually have to move to a closer one, and I need to get Silk Touch so that we can actually farm the trees. Alright, now the next thing I would actually like to do is solve our inventory issue, because as you can see, our inventory is quite a mess. So I acquired some leather, and what we're actually going to do is we're going to combine the leather with a string, and now we have the bundle. So the bundle is really cool. But you actually left-click items into it. So, you know, this black dye we're using. This we're not using. So then you can scroll on it, and it selects it and puts it in the bundle. So it's pretty cool, pretty useful. And I'm just going to put everything related to this project in here. And that actually seems like that's about it, aside from these. So it'll hold up to 64 separate items, depending on the item. So like if it's a bow, it's not going to hold the bow, and it's going to make that loud sound. And one of the cool things about bundles is you can actually dye them. I want our building bundle to be blue, and I want our mining bundle to be black. Alright, so we're just going to do it. We've got our black bundle. It's going to be our mining bundle once we get an anvil. You know, it's got a furnace, it's got some coal, and just some basic stuff that we're going to take with us. We've got a shield on us just for safety. And yeah, let's go ahead and do this thing. I wanted to go ahead and explain that we're not going to really finish that starter house this episode, but we are going to focus on a new area instead. Alright, now unfortunately I've broken one of my rules in early Minecraft, which is do not mine diamonds without a fortune. And just so we're aware, I've broken this rule many times. So yeah, what I need to do is I have a book. I have a book right here, and I'm actually going to make this book into this enchanting table. And now I need to acquire some leather. Alright, now that we've acquired our leather, we're going to grab our sugarcane. And let's see. Here we go. We're going to grab some logs. I don't know if that's going to be enough logs. And now we're going to place our enchanting table somewhere. And you might wonder, where are you going to put it? Well, we've got a hole right here. And that's where our first enchanting setup's going to go. You might be thinking, well, why don't you put it in your house? Well, the house doesn't have room and it's not built yet. So this is what we're dealing with here. I haven't decorated anything, of course. But it used to be in old versions of the game that gold would give you the better enchantment. And then you put your diamond in and it's something good. I'm not really feeling that. And then we've got Fortune 2 as our level 30 for the diamond pick. So let's just try to get our levels up real quick. And maybe we can get something good. Alright, and here we are, dead even on level 30. Let's see what we get. Wait, that's not what I want to do. Not terrible. Not terrible. We'll take it. Wanted to give a quick little thank you for making it this far into the video. Once again, it's proven pretty difficult to find adequate time to record, but at the end of the day, I enjoy playing the game. I enjoy placing the blocks instead of hitting the record button. Speaking of, Take a second and hit that like button if you're enjoying the video. It really helps me out a lot. Subscribe to see more content like this in the future, and make sure to share this video with a friend or two. That being said, I've tried something new. You'll notice that there's a timer on the screen. This was originally a 2-hour timer to finish our house in that time, but instead of that, I just focused on making a couple farms, and honestly, I just got distracted. I went mining, I did a bunch of other things. We might work on the exterior a little bit more, but our primary focus is going to be the main storyline of the game. For instance, going to the nether, we gotta get some blaze rods, and right now, our nether fortress is really far away, so I want to set up a nice ice boat path to get there. We did actually just get silk touch during this 2-hour time. And then another thing that I want to do is get some villager trading set up and just work on logistics. But before we do any of that, we need a good source of XP. And believe it or not, the blaze rods we're going to get are really going to help us get some XP early game. If you have a guess as to which potion is going to help us do that, leave it in a comment and I may pin your comment. And as you can see, I'm starting construction on a new area. Our microphone was not working correctly during this time, otherwise I would use that original footage. But this is going to be where we're going to move into in the beginning of the next episode. This place took a ton of wood to construct, so we ended up running out. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I've put this much work into a Minecraft video ever. So up here, this is still turning into grass. I'm thinking about on this little cliff right here that we decorate it kind of similarly to how we did down here. But let's see what else we've got. There's one thing that I would like to show you that I haven't shown you quite yet, and that is down here. Also, yes, I will fix the fountain. So this is our little micro wheat farm. Let's just grab like a wheat seeds. We might actually need more. And I've got a little bit more bone meal to put in it as well. So let's see, 5, 4. We'll do 9 in the back one. All right, and so you turn it on. And that's it. So the thing is, we're going to need to make a bone meal farm. I'll also demonstrate this farm over here real quick. It's the best when you have an iron shovel. Alright, but now for what we've really been waiting for, which is the reveal of the inside. So I did put a little bit of storage stuff right here. Just a little bit, not too much. And if we come upstairs, I haven't really actually done quite too much yet in terms of moving our stuff over here. But this is where our item sorter is going to be. And then, like I said, it's going to be double layered, so there's going to be the bottom as well. So there's a few things that we didn't quite get to in this episode, but we're going to start off getting some villagers. They can go right in here. Now, more or less, this whole place was built for the enchanting setup, but I think right over here is a pretty good spot for it. And then after that, we're going to get an ice path to the nether. So I'll leave you off with one more thing that we're going to do, and that is just getting some blaze rods and hopefully not dying and losing all of our stuff. The reason I want to get these blaze rods now is because, for one, I really want to get into potions, and for two, I need a copper bulb for this bone meal farm that I was talking about making earlier. So as I mentioned, it is a very long walk to get to the nether fortress, and that's why I want to get some ice. But to do that, we need silk touch, which we do already have, but we don't have mending on it, and it's very, very low in durability. And so that's why we want to get the villagers next episode. And then once we get the villagers, I also want to get the XP farm so that then we can actually mend our tools with the mending, so the mending isn't useless. Which is another reason I want some blaze. And see, it's all just a circle. We need blaze. Because blaze will provide us with a special blaze rod, which we can turn to blaze powder, which we can then use to power our brewing stand, which then we can use. Oh, wow. A bunch of them just spawned. So then we can use the brewing stand to make a special potion that's going to help us get a lot of XP. As well as some stuff that we need for redstone. So if that gives you a hint, leave it down in the comment section down below. So we've come back as far as the Crimson Forest because of these Crimson Roots right here. I believe that's what it's called. No, Crimson Stem will actually help us to get a shield. We can use it just like we can use wood. And I also want to get some of these shroom lights. I love shroom lights. And I do have to light up a little bit more in our little cave. Alright, well, we got 2 more, and let's just grab 1 more, at least, before we leave. Ow. Not like that. Okay, well, maybe not, because my helmet just died. Alright, we got 1 more, and now we're out of here. Whew, that was a close one. Now, you may have noticed that we were eating a little something different. So that was steak. It's got 8 hunger points and 12.8 saturation points. Steak's pretty good. I was eating the golden carrots for a while, but we've kind of almost completely depleted our gold. So we're going to stop that. And I told you I was going to fix the fountain. So let's go ahead and try to do this. Let's see what's wrong with it here. It's probably because the water's trying to go here. Maybe we can... This is by far the most complex ceiling I have ever done. I have been playing Minecraft all day. It's been insane. You know, I try to get in a good grind sesh while I can. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Really, I don't have too much to do between episodes. I'm just going to do some general housekeeping stuff. And like I said, I'm going to try to have some good progress made on the next episode by the time I put this one out. That being said, it will probably still be a while. So yeah, if you have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you all very much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and tell your friends. Also subscribe.